on this computer. Okay. So
yeah, worked.
We're recording now. Hi everyone, welcome to the third webinar, the 55. I hope you've all been doing your 55s. Oh, I have to mute it in a minute. Hope you've all been doing your 55. So everyone who's on this call has had the sigil of Jupiter to work with, and this is just a new thing I've started to do to do manifesting with a pendulum. It seems to be really powerful to work with different sigils and seals to use for manifesting. So I hope that's all been helping you. I'm gonna put everyone on mute so we can begin. So do that now. Can I mute everyone? I've forgotten. Oh my God.
We can mute ourselves.
Oh, can you all mute yourselves? I can't remember how to do it.
Yeah, would you like that?
Yeah, please. I can't remember how to mute. Oh,
Mel, do we need to off our microphones?
yeah, can you mute yourselves, please?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Just makes it easier when people are listening to the replay. So basically, in the tradition of magic, so witches do it, magicians do it, they all create an energy circle. Circles are really powerful to use, and we really do work with the energy of a circle using the pendulum. So this is basically what we're doing when we're spinning clockwise and counterclockwise. We are connecting to the energy and power of a circle as well as doing the energy healing. So a circle is protective, and apparently, and I found this information and I can't remember where I read it, but two circles together, so sometimes you see a sigil in two circles, is even more powerful than just one circle. So it's to do with divine intelligence coming in, working with the power of universal energy to make changes. So that's why we create sigils and seals with circles. So a circle will connect us to the divine really quickly, and it's just a tool for creating a safe space. So your circle can be, you can cast a circle using the pendulum. So you can say to create a circle around yourself. So so we're going to do this now. We're going to create a protective circle around our space now. So create a protective circle around this energy healing group. Jung viewed the circle as also as an archetype of psyche, and it relates to wholeness, focus, inclusion, invitation, perfection, completion, and revolution and awareness. So it's quite powerful to create the energy of a circle. So you can just do that metaphysically. So create the energy of a circle around this healing group. So if you would have doused the energy of your space before and after you create the circle, I would imagine that you're completely protected once you're inside the circle. So this is what we did in our astrology and magic course. So I went to the College of Psychic Studies and we did astrology and magic for 6 weeks. Each week we took a different planet and worked with the energy of that. And so to start with, the teacher, he just drew a circle with his finger, a really large one, because all 8 or 9 of us were all inside the circle doing the energy healing. He basically drew a circle, I think it was counterclockwise to open the circle and then clockwise to close it. So he drew us, and I was thinking that's different from the way we use the pendulum, but he did a counterclockwise movement with his circle, with his finger, a really large circle, just to create the actual space. And then he basically, so he used the picture of the pentagram. So the pentagram is this shape. You've probably seen it. It's basically shaped like this. And as you can see, you can read it, it's backwards, but that's connecting spirit at the top, water, earth, fire, and air. So when you work with the energy of a pentagram, you're connecting to all the elements in the universe. So that's a powerful way to direct energy and magic. So when we open when we start the experiment, when we start the energy healing, you're basically drawing down from the top. So you're drawing down the energy as you create your pentagram. So this is what we did in magic. We created to open the circle, we created a pentagram like that. So you could do it with your pendulum, and that would start the ritual off. So it's drawing the energy from heaven down to earth and connecting all the points like that. So that's how we started the magic ceremony. So everybody had a chance to go, and I think it was on a Wednesday, so we might have connected to Mercury, but you can connect to the different planetary energies depending on the day of the week that it is. So all he had was a picture on the floor of the Picatrix. The Picatrix is an ancient magical grimoire which is basically full of magic. It's full of ancient magic. It's pretty amazing. You can actually download it from the internet. So we stood on a picture of the grimoire. It's like a front cover. It's quite colourful. So we stood on that. We draw down any energy of heaven in our pentagram, and then we stood on the planet. So we stood on a picture of the planet that we wanted to connect to, and then we literally just asked to connect to the planet. So if it was Jupiter, we would stand on a picture of Jupiter, and then we would just speak to the energy of Jupiter. So for example, we might say, I'm connecting now to the energy of Jupiter. I wish for expansion and wellness. So for healing or expansion in your business or anything like that. So it was quite simple. It wasn't even a long incantation or anything. We just asked to connect to the energy of the planet, and then we asked the planet for what we wanted. And then we stepped on another symbol, and then we closed the energy afterwards. So instead of going from up down, to close the energy, you basically go the other way around. So you go drawing the energy from the ground back up to the earth. So we did this. So we did this. So you basically finish that ritual with a closing pentagram like that. So it's basically like that. So that's what we did. And then you leave the circle. So everyone just did that. So basically that was the whole of the ritual for 6 weeks, but just focusing on different planets. So you can take this information and kind of do your own rituals, but using the pendulum, it seems much easier than doing proper full ceremonial magic with wands and things like that and robes. So I think combining the pendulum with magic is really powerful. So I'll just tell you about the energy of each day. So you can work with the sun, which is purpose and strength. The moon, you can work with the moon for the subconscious energy, memory. You can work with Mercury for communication and thinking. You can work with Venus for attraction, beauty, anti-aging, relationships, friendships. And you can work with Mars for physical energy, courage, and doing anything on the physical. So calling energy in on the physical layer. Jupiter is expansion and wealth, obviously. Saturn is discipline, order, and time. Neptune is more spiritual and the thought, the mind, so thinking. Uranus is to be original and modern and break through old traditions. I like that one. And Pluto is elimination and transforming energy that's harmful to the organism. So you can use that for transforming. So that's quite powerful to use planetary work like that. So at this webinar that I was, conference I was at yesterday, David Rankin was talking about how he's basically a magician and he's written 35 books on magic. So he was asked what his favorite planet spiritual energies to work with are, and he said the easiest ones to work with are Olympian spirits. So these are energies that are spiritual energies that are connected to the energy of planets. So you can basically ask to work with these as well. For us, because we're good at dowsing, we can dowse to make sure that we're connected to the energy of something that we want to work with. And then you can either ask to receive downloads from that energy, or you can use an A to Z chart and do some dowsing, like channeling dowsing that way. So that's really useful and powerful as well. So let's do this quick daily pendulum spin for clearing energy. So basically we're connecting to and clearing and counterclockwise just trapped energy within our bodies that we're holding on to. So this, you could do things like this daily. Pendulum healing, as you know, is very fast, powerful and effective and doesn't take that much time. So we're just going to be speaking from this daily pendulum clearing and healing section. I release all influences, fears, worries and beliefs from others. My cells, tissues, organs and DNA release encoded messages not of my highest health and well-being. I clear, release and heal all other energy and center the violet flame with love. Now, all other energy is a term I use for energy that isn't of your highest good. So it's all energy that's not constructive, it's destructive. So it's anything that we don't need, we will send that out. And where are we going to send this energy to? So I've been pendulum healing for 3 years before I even thought of this issue, where we send the energy to. When I say send to the 0 point, so clear to zero for me is sending the energy to the 0 point, or you can send it to source. Some people say when they're cord cutting and things like that, return the energy to sender. I don't actually like that one, but you can test to see which is more powerful and effective for you. Or you can send energy to the violet flame for transmutation, which is another powerful, magical, spiritual energy. So we're just going to let that go. So releasing all influences, fears, worries, and beliefs from others with that. Okay. So when after releasing, as you know, we have to spin something in clockwise to replace the energy. So we're just going to do the healing section now. So guys are telling me to ask that this energy goes to exactly where it needs to go in our energy system. Allow me to honor, trust, and look to myself for guidance. I am all I need. I raise self-awareness of who I am and what I'm capable of being. I allow myself to be fully visible and present in all moments of this now lifetime. I am limitless, able, creative, powerful, and free. So just going to spin that in. I'm going to wait for you to finish that for a second. Just going to show you my new energy healing tool, which is a toning fork. I've never used one of these before, so this is the toning fork for Om. Just give it a quick go while you're finishing off. Don't know if you can hear that. It's quite a quiet sound. It's quite lovely though. I think you're supposed to put it up to your ear when you do. I'm not sure. Maybe an energy healer can tell me. So these are lovely. So the dowsing exercise for this day was basically just to show you that you can clear stored energy that's trapped within your body. And if you've done this particular exercise, I was quite shocked to find that I'm quite high on all these levels. But you can clear the energetic frequencies stored in your cellular energy and memory. So so when I was doing this a while back, my guides were saying, if you say cellular energy, memory, and identity, that kind of covers you for mind, body, spirit, basically. Identity will be soul identity. So your energy is your cellular energy, your vitality that's related to your health. Your memory is your so your memory will be your mind and your over the ages, not just this lifetime, but all through lifetime. So memory clear, so that will cover memory clearing. And then identity is soul identity. So you're kind of covering the Akashic records as well as your cellular energy. So memory, energy, and identity. So let's just do, we're just going to do a quick healing of all these things on this list as a group because it's really more powerful. So we're going to connect these frequencies stored in our cellular energy, memory, and identity relating to dissatisfaction, anxiety, resentment, fear, uncertainty, overwhelm, inability to focus, inability to get well. Guides just drop that in. Self-sabotage, lack of progression, fear of failure, inability to do one thing at a time. I like doing lots of different things at a time, but it's all not useful sometimes. Negativity, scarcity, and self-judgment. So where are we clearing? We can clear from cellular energy, memory, and identity. We can clear from our timeline. We can clear from our auric field. We can clear from our bloodline, our ancestral line. We can clear miasms. We can clear the past, the present, the future. We can clear our energy fields, our light bodies, our chakras, and our Akashic records and the Book of Shadows. So the Akashic records and the Book of Shadows as well. So we're fully clearing this from our energy system and space now. So I mean, you can really go in depth with this clearing. You can take long lists of words that you can find on the internet and clear pretty much anything that you want to. So now we want to replace those energies with something more positive and vibrant and light. So we can even say that replace missing energy with vibrancy, healing, and light. Patience, so I've written down here patience, inner freedom, focus, drive, ambition, clarity of thought, and the ability to do energy healing for ourselves, because sometimes we don't have that. We think we're better at doing energy healing for someone else when this is not, so it shouldn't be the case. So I hope that's giving you all a few ideas of working with planetary energies, because it's really powerful and it's just interesting and gives us a bit, just gives another dimension to pendulum healing, really, when we connect it to magic and energy and celestial energy. So planetary magic is just one aspect of magic. There's so many different types, and you can do your own research. I'll be reading loads of different books, so I can bring new information forwards in future webinars. And I think in either December or January there'll be a bigger webinar, so there'll be a longer webinar on correspondences and planetary magic, and different sigils. I've already made them, and pendulum commands to use with different planetary energies. And the guides are saying you have to do a body healing chart as well. Okay. So that will be interesting. Right, I'm going to close this recording down, and then I'm going to unmute, and then everyone can unmute themselves and we can have a quick chat afterwards.